My name is Chang. I'm the CEO of Think Global Logistics based in Sydney, Australia. I've been in the industry since 1998. Over that time, I've worked pretty much in every continent, helping companies, from the independents to the Fortune 500 companies, essentially managing shipments from A to B. Logistics is my game, and moving stuff from A to B is what I know how to do. Don't ask me how to build a cabinet, but I know how to move stuff. What the general market is experiencing from the shipping market or from the shipping world is total chaos, unchecked, unregulated chaos. Shipping lines are essentially the masters of their own domain, where pricing has been at historical highs. I've been in the industry for shy of 25 years, and I've never ever seen a situation like we're seeing right now. Since the start of COVID, which is early 2020s, when the news of COVID first broke out, rest of the world, well, all of the world, we all did one thing, and that was knee-jerk, thinking that things were going to slow down, things were going to essentially be very, very quiet, the demand was going to drop. In hindsight, to be honest, that was probably the most illogical train of thought that, in fact, most countries fell into. The reality is we should have seen it coming. People were going to stay home. They couldn't move as much. No more traveling. A lot of money was saved from these travel dollars to be spent within the economy. So, that's why we're seeing all of the retail, online e-commerce boom that is happening. Where those dollars will normally go into experiences and services, now it's going to hard products, physical products, which is what logistics is all about. We don't move services, we move goods. So the initial reaction and the knee-jerk reaction was to wind down capacity. And then we didn't anticipate the influx of demand the way it has, unprecedented demand. So, it's completely basically just stretching this rubber band to both ends of the extreme, and it's snapping in the middle right now. First, I need to clarify, over 90% of the goods are transported by ships. Which means that most of the stuff we consume today are in a container, are moved in a container from one place to another. This is where the most pain is being felt because of such dominance by that particular mode of transport. Pricing is skyrocketing because there simply isn't enough capacity to meet the demand. It doesn't matter which part of the world you're looking at. Prices have increased 4 or 5-fold compared to pre-COVID times. There's so many elements involved, and that's what is very important for the general public to understand what is happening behind the scenes and why they are seeing their goods prices increase. Why is that a couch? Last year, 2 years ago, maybe it was $800. Now it's $1,200. It's because of all of this. That's what's happening in the shipping world. The biggest challenge right now is that we can't actually accurately quote our customers, because traditionally, if you think about it, like say today is January, we will get pricing for February, maybe second week or third week of January, so we know what to quote out to customers in February. The challenging part is that we're not getting those pricing costs until sometime first week in February, which means that the month is already started and we don't have the cost for that month. But as you know, shipments got to come on a daily basis. Shipments don't just stop because there's no rates. So we can't effectively quote our customers accurately. What's even challenging now is that we are also asking our customers to book well in advance just to have to mitigate all of the disruptions from not loading or not moving their shipments on time. So that means, say, for example, we ask customers to book shipments in January for, say, before maybe it was booked in January for February. Now we're asking to book for March. But the reality is we're not going to get rates, the costs for March, until into March. So the customer is on the receiving end going, well, you want me to book early, but you can't tell me how much it's going to cost. And we can't, because the shipping lines are not giving us that capability to do so. So essentially, we are asking our customer to take a huge leap of faith in writing us a big blank check and saying, you've got to book those, and whatever the rates may be, it will be, which is a hard ask. But that's the reality now. What advice I'll give to customers to mitigate the current challenges? Well, that's the trillion-dollar question. It's tough. There is no silver bullet. There is no SOP that is going to be black and white, because no one knows. Most major retailers, everyone is going through the same problem. And that's one thing I think, I know it's a bit of a bittersweet or sweet and sour a comment. Yeah, it's tough at the moment, but you're not the only one on the boat, for lack of a better pun. Everybody's under this, is on the same boat. So it's all about saying, well, this is what's happening. Let's be flexible with it. Let's make sure that our downstream of our supply chain also understands that. And then ultimately us as consumers, through conversations such as this, we can educate the consumers to understand, okay, this is why my table couldn't be delivered today. That's why the lead time is stretched to 10 weeks or 20 weeks. So a little bit of understanding, I think that's probably the holistic solution to it all. Not next few months. Next few months will be status quo. It will continue to get worse. We are sitting in Sydney, Australia, which is currently going through our toughest lockdown that we've seen. As long as that condition is real, the disruption we face as a country will continue when it comes to shipping as well. Pricing will continue to go high. A 40-foot container from China to Australia this year, I think within the next 30 to 60 days, it will crack the $10,000 mark. Just from port to port. That has never happened before. Well, whatever the rate that currently is at the moment, that has never happened before, and I think it will continue on for well into 2022 before we see any sort of normality that may resemble pre-COVID. Things might stabilize a bit towards the back end of next year, but I don't see to be a dramatic shift. This is very much, I think, if I was a goods trader, I will be getting comfortable with the current challenges and really get used to the idea that this is normality now, and I need to go plan my business around this normality.